Congratulations on buying a new L&L Easy Fire kiln. These instructions will show you how to unpack and assemble your new kiln. The customer is removing the top of the box first. He uses pliers to pull out the staples. Next, he is removing all the items in the top compartment. In there, you will find the instruction manual, the stand, all hardware, and, if included, the kiln furniture kit and the Venture vent system. The kiln shelves are both fragile and heavy. We recommend removing them individually as shown. Be sure to inspect for any shipping damage as you unpack the kiln. If there is any visible damage to the box, note this on your bill of lading when you receive the kiln and notify L&L immediately. The customer next removes the outer box sleeve, again using pliers to remove the staples. The foam pads are cut off with a knife. The shrink wrap is also cut with a knife. Be careful not to cut into the fragile fire brick top when removing the plastic shrink wrap. The first thing that gets reassembled is the stand. The stand consists of one flat top, 4 legs, and 8 1/4-20 nuts. If you have a vent system, then parts of this must get assembled to the stand while you are putting the stand together. Attach the vent bypass collection box onto the 4 studs that protrude from the bottom of the stand using the 4 nuts as shown. Tighten now with a nut driver or wrench. Place all the legs in place on the corners. The 1/4-20 bolts that will attach the legs to the stand, as well as the black plastic end caps, are in a separate marked bag. Put one 1/4-20 bolt in each hole and hand tighten the legs. The black plastic end caps fit tightly over the ends of the legs and just snap in place. Finish tightening the bolts with a wrench. If you have the Venture vent system, you now need to install the aluminum duct. Remove it from its wrapping and open up the end as shown. It is a tight fit, and this may take some patience to get it to fit over the bypass collection box outlet. When you have it over the outlet, loosen the clamp and slip it over the duct around the collar and then tighten with a screwdriver. Set the stand where you want the kiln to be. Refer to our installation instruction for important details. The brick piece that is packed on the very top of the kiln is the bottom slab. Pick this up and place it on the stand and center it. Although it is not shown in the video, we recommend leveling the kiln at this point. Place a level on the top of the slab and place shims under the legs to get the kiln bottom level. Next, you will remove the kiln top. First, remove the cotter pins from the hinge bar as shown. Pull the hinge bar out of the hinge, removing the spring at the same time. Lift the lid as shown, using the handle and the lid back and set to the side. Next, remove the body hinge part that is mounted on the back of the kiln. All you need to do is loosen, but not remove, the screws that hold it on, and then slide the hinge part up so that it slips off the screws. Next, remove the control panel. First, remove the 2 screws that hold the outer panel onto the element connection panel. Hinge the outer panel down and remove all the thermocouple wires and power wires from the terminal strips as shown. Hold the wires by the plastic protectors on their terminals. This way you won't pull the wires out of the terminals. Use needle nose pliers if you need to. Next, remove the screws on the right side of the element connection box. Just loosen the screws on the left side so that the panel will slip off with the keyhole slots. Slip the panel off and then pull the wires out from the back as shown. Set the panel aside. Next, remove the top kiln section and place it carefully to one side. Remove the next section and put it to the side. It is okay to carefully place it on top of the first kiln section. Finally, take the bottom kiln section and place it on the kiln bottom. Line up its edges with the bottom on all sides as best you can. Next, place the middle ring of a 3-section kiln or the top ring of a 2-section kiln on top of the bottom section. It is important to keep the sections in order because of the wire numbering and lengths. On a 3-section kiln, you can now place the top section on top of the center section. Line up the sections so that when you reassemble the hinge and panel, they will go on easily. The final alignment will be done by those parts. Next, install the body hinge part on the back of the kiln. This is what really lines up the kiln sections, and it may take a little while to get everything aligned. Once the hinge piece is inserted over every screw head, then you can push the hinge piece down, which will lock everything in place. Do not tighten the screws yet.